This workshop is brought to you by Houston Community College Centers for Entrepreneurship. I am David Regenbaum, the entrepreneur in residence at the Northwest College of HCC. A pitch is a request or act that attempts to persuade someone to buy or do something. Virtually all of us have pitched at some time or other. Everyone recalls asking their parents to borrow their car. Prior to doing so, you probably thought about which parent to ask, how to structure the ask, when and for how long and for what purpose you need the car. This is preparation. We will be presenting the elements of a business pitch presentation, which fundamentally is very similar. Pitch preparation. Are you credible? You have 7 to 10 seconds to present your credibility. The audience first impression will take less than 10 seconds to determine whether you're credible or not. How do you engage the audience if you're not credible? So being credible is essential to your pitch presentation. What problem are you solving? You have 15 seconds typically to advise the audience of the problem. It would be best to tell a story about an individual who is having a problem and how you intend providing the solution. Telling a story is a very effective way of pitching your solution. What is your solution? You have 15 seconds to provide your unique solution. Is there competition? Of course there is. No one is without competition. Even Henry Ford, when he developed the motor vehicle, had competition from the horse and buggy. This is fundamental to recognizing that you have competition. You always have competition. What are you asking for? Make sure that when you do the pitch, that you have an ask. Many people do a pitch and then forget to ask. So what are the 9 C's of an effective elevator pitch? They are concise. Be concise. An effective elevator pitch contains as few words as possible, but no fewer, and less is more. Be clear. Don't use jargon. Don't use acronyms. The MBA speak is not acceptable to a pitch. To be effective, your pitch must be clear, must be compelling. To be compelling, an elevator explains the problem and your solution in as few words as possible. Be credible, as we said earlier. Credibility comes from the first impression. How you dress, how you look, how you present yourself is all part of your being credible. Conceptually, present yourself as an effective elevator pitch at a fairly high level, and don't go into unnecessary detail. Do a 30,000 view of the problem and your pitch. At the same time, try and be concrete, substantially giving the audience a detailed account of what the problem is and what your solution is. Customize your pitch to your audience. If you're pitching to a customer or to a potential partner or to a lender, each pitch will be different. At the same time, be consistent. Your pitch should always have the consistent factors, but focused differently depending on your audience. And finally, be conversational. Don't shout out your pitch. Present it as a conversation, doing a very short introduction, and let the audience get interested and ask necessary questions. The business pitch preparation. You need to know your product or service in detail. Know what you do and how you do it, but most important of all, know why you do it. After identifying the need, the benefit, and the results of your solution, be passionate about its value to your customers. Looking at it from a customer perspective and why you do this is essential to gaining the confidence of your audience. Know your competitors. Who are your competitors? And as I previously said, you do have competitors. It's simply a case of determining who they are and then how to deal with them. And then finally, build a story. A story is essential to the pitch presentation. What is your pitch? What are your startup costs? If you're pitching to a investor or a partner, they will want to know what the startup costs are, what the working capital is, and what your revenue projections or cost benefit is. In doing so, list your assumptions. Give them details of your assumptions. It is important that they have a comfort level that your assumptions and that your estimates of cost, working capital, revenue projections, and the cost benefit to them are clearly defined. Your 1-minute pitch needs to include a statement of who you are. In other words, are you qualified to present the solution and give the information? What is your background, and what is the background relating to the product or service that you're offering? Make a connection. What are you trying to accomplish? How you are going to help an individual solve their problem. And then make an ask. As I said earlier, make sure that you ask what you need from the conversation, whether it is a lender, a potential partner, or a customer. Make an ask, and then finally close out. Closing out is an important feature. Don't drag your pitch on indefinitely. Be effective and efficient in presenting your case for them to provide it to you. Megan Eddings, the founder and CEO of Excel Lifestyle, won the Liftoff Houston pitch in 2017. She gave 7 aspects of what makes a good pitch: confident body language and voice, posture, smile, movement, eye contact, hand movement. All of these affect your pitch and how effective it is. Show that there is a market and why you are the best solution. It is imperative that you show that there is a market and that you have the solution. Build your credibility as the founder and the credibility of your team. How are you going to produce the service or product? How are they going to figure in the solution, and how you can create the solution and be effective? Be realistic with your projections. Look at your projections, see where the break-even point is. Initially, your expense will exceed your revenue, but at some stage there's a break-even point. Is that a realistic point, and how soon is that going to take place? Videotape your pitch many, many, many times. Speak to your friends, speak to your neighbors, speak to your associates, and give them the pitch. Ask them for information as to how your pitch was, feedback, and make sure that you listen to them from that point of view. Simple and concise slides. Don't have too much on your slides. Your slides should be no more than 10 to 12 slides, and the font should be no less than 30. To have less than that, you'll find your audience reading the slides as opposed to listening to you. And then first impressions will always be you, not your pitch. So dress professionally and look presentable. Simon Sinek talks about a pitch presentation in 3 aspects. What we do, virtually everyone knows what we do. How we do it, most people will know that. Why we do it is the key to your success. Sinek says, people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. When crafting the pitch, think about how your product is different from the competitors, and even more importantly, how you and your company are different from others. Why are you in the business? People can get multiple products or services from anywhere, but how do you differentiate yourself? So the why is essential in getting your pitch accepted. As I said earlier, practice, practice, practice. If you look at any successful individual, whether it be a sportsman, a football player, soccer player, basketball player, whether it be a musician, no matter who you are, you have got to practice to make your pitch successful. Practice will make perfect, and it's a great way of making sure. One way of looking at your pitch or developing your pitch is by brainstorming. Use post-it notes and write out every single facet of your product, your service, of the problem, of the solution on separate post-it notes. Create the post-it notes and paste them or fix them to a wall or to some broad surface. Have as many post-it notes as you can possibly think of. This is try and develop a story around what you have found in your post-it notes. Then take the most important post-it notes and you'll develop your opening pitch. The opening pitch should be no more than 60 seconds, taking the most important of the various post-it notes to develop your pitch. Next, select the notes that create the hook, not more than 15 or 30 seconds. So looking at this aspect of the process, it's a three-step process. Putting everything on the board, creating a story from them, then picking the most important ones to create your pitch, and then going further into depth and taking the most important ones to develop your 30-second pitch or 60-second pitch. So your 1-minute pitch exercise as you go through this process is take a few minutes to select the 5 most important facets of your pitch to use for your 1-minute pitch. Team up with friends and family members, present your 1-minute pitch. Ask them to critique it, ask them for feedback, listen to their questions, and when you've done that, you'll have developed a great pitch that you can have great success from. We hope that this pitch workshop will help you in your future entrepreneurial activities and wish you the best of success in those activities. Thank you.